Yo, what's up guys, it's ApTreX here. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the brand new version of Nyushu Emulator, which is the Nyushu Emulator version 32. As you'll be able to see, this was released just 2 days ago. I'll be talking about its setup, best settings, and what's actually new, and is it better than the other Nintendo Switch emulators like Citron, Sudachi, and much more. To start off, right here is the changelog of Nyushu Emulator version 32. You will be able to see updated sub-modules, added custom formatters, fixed problem of game not booting, which is, very vague, so probably the compatibility has been improved, along with fixed problem of 0 FPS in game, turn off speed limiter, merge Antutu and overclock build for stable performance. So with that being said, as you'll be able to see, I have already added this Nintendo Switch emulator on my Android device. Let's start setting it up right away. So here we'll tap on get started. As usual, we'll import all the necessary stuff and I'll be back. Now that we have finished adding all the games, we'll just go and start setting it up and apply the best settings. But first of all, you'll be able to see this is an classic bug with the Sudachi emulator, as well as I guess now even Nyushu emulator, where if you just go and tap on the settings, the emulator will crash. So I'll have to pull up my tablet and show you guys the best settings. So here we go guys. On my Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra, you'll be able to see the settings menu opens pretty easily without crashing, which means that it is a Snapdragon 8 Elite specific issue. Nonetheless, let's just go ahead and go to advanced settings. Afterwards, go to system settings. Limit speed percentage, we'll just go ahead and set it to 400. Dock mode, disable it. Afterwards, we'll go back. We'll go to graphics. Set the resolution as 0.75x. Now previously there were a lot of graphics resolution options up to 0.125x, but now I think those all have been removed for some reason. It is pretty weird. VSync mode, will set it to mailbox. Afterwards, enable force maximum clocks and asynchronous shader. Now another thing which I just noticed, there was a special features tab where it had lot of settings to improve the performance and compatibility of Nyushu emulator, and that appears to have been removed as well for some reason. I think this is a fork version of a different type of emulator. That's why we are not seeing any brand new settings. I think this is a fork version of Sudachi emulator. I guess the previous version of Nyushu was maybe fork of Citron emulator. I'm not really sure. Nonetheless, once that has been done, we'll just go ahead and import our firmware to see if our Q launch works or not. Now that the firmware has been successfully imported, we'll just go ahead and go to applet launcher, and here as you guys can see, Q launch is now present. Start the Q launch, and as you guys can see, Q launch has been successfully booted. So now we'll be able to run the Nintendo Switch interface. Okay, I think I spoke too soon because it just crashed. Let's reopen it, and as you guys can see, we have tried to open Q launch multiple times. The emulator is just crashing. So no, still the Q launch feature does not work. We'll just go ahead and go back and now import our custom graphics driver. As you can see, there are some crashing issues in this update of Nyushu. For today's video, we'll be using the Mesa Turnip Adreno driver 25.1.0 revision 2 from its open source GitHub page. So once we import this graphics driver, as you guys can see, it's already been added. Now we'll just go ahead and start testing out some games and see how well does it actually work. Now I'll be trying out Witcher 3 Wild Hunt in today's video because I have tested this game out multiple times in Citron emulator, Sudachi emulator, etc. All of them were able to give me about 30 FPS, 25 to 30 FPS in game. I want to see if Nyushu emulator can give me more FPS than that, as Nyushu emulator uses Antutu package name, so it might trick your device into thinking that you are running a benchmarking tool, and hence you won't face any thermal throttling issues or even lagging issues. So we'll just go ahead and tap on the A button and skip everything. Let's start a new game, and here we go, our game has successfully started. During this cutscene, you'll be able to see at the top left corner, we are getting about 30 FPS. I don't know why. Okay, now you'll be able to see 35 FPS. So it's definitely more than the 30 FPS which we were previously seeing, but we'll skip this cutscene because it doesn't matter. We want to see how well does this game perform during the in-game scenarios, and immediately I am surprised. At the top left corner, I am able to see about 60 FPS. Our game has successfully started. Once again, I am very surprised because we are getting straight up more than 40 to 50 FPS while emulating this game on our Android tablet. Now here we go, here is some outside world scenario, and still you will be able to see this FPS is pretty amazing. We are getting more than 38 FPS, 39 and 40 FPS in even such high graphics demanding scenarios. That is just so amazing. Just take a look at this. You know, I fell down but still there was no crashing issue. The game didn't get stuck or anything, and this device only has a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor. It is a high-end processor. It's not still the best processor out there. So yeah guys, that's going to be it for today's video. In my opinion, Nyushu emulator is best for low-end Android devices, as it can utilize the full potential of your low-end device. Other than that, the compatibility is also amazing. I guess all games like Yakuza, etc. will work in Nyushu emulator, even Red Dead Redemption and so on, because this is a fork version of obviously Sudachi or Suyu or even Citron emulator. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below what do you guys think about this emulator. I'll see you guys next time though. Thanks for watching. Peace out.